Welcome to Coastal Cooking with your host, Carmela Campbell. Coastal Cooking features delicious recipes and cooking tips from the Gulf Coast's finest chefs and restaurants. Watch as popular local chefs prepare their special dishes with natural gas. Coastal Cooking is brought to you by Pensacola Energy, provider of clean, efficient natural gas.
My guests today are from the Point Restaurant, and joining me is Executive Chef Chef Valadao and owner Chrissy Waller, who along with her father George have owned the restaurant for how long?
A year and 6 months.
A year and 6 months. Well, it's a very prominent place on the west side of Pensacola. We're going to talk more about that, but Buzz, tell us what's for dinner today.
Oh, we're going to make some great stuff. Some of the specials that we do. We're going to start off with some mahi tacos with a mango and pineapple salsa, and then we're going to do one of my son's recipes, Zach's key Largo Grouper. It's a it's a coconut and almond encrusted grouper with a citrus and jalapeno beurre blanc. And then I brought your favorite, the fried cheesecake, to finish off with.
I'm in heaven. This is going to be great.
Yeah, it's going to be fun.
Yes, if everything tastes as good as it sounds,
of
it'll
course
be
it
good.
will. Of course it will.
What's our first step?
Well, we're going to get started. Chrissy's going to go ahead and take care of the mahi. She's going to spray it down with a non-stick spray and then some of the seafood seasoning that I make at the restaurant.
Okay.
So she's going to get started with that, and then I'm going to get started with the salsa because it is kind of time-consuming. I have some of the items chopped up, but I want to do some of the things as we go along.
Okay.
But you really season it up, not really heavy because it does have a lot of prominent other flavors, but you do want to have a little bit of flavor to it as well. And it gives it a nice sear to it. And I'll wait for Chrissy to get that on there, and then I'll start chopping all this stuff up. And all right, so it's probably going to cook, I'd say maybe 2.5 to 3 minutes on each side because we've got that griddle nice and hot.
Yes.
All right, and to get the pineapple started, you're going to cut off the top and the bottom so one, you have a nice flat surface to work on so it's not rolling around on you. And you're just going to kind of trim down as you're going along.
Nothing like fresh pineapple.
Oh, it's got a nice flavor, a nice crunch to it on the tacos as well. That'll give it a nice flavor. And then you just kind of go back and make sure you get all these little, I guess you'd call them like a potato would be like eyes.
The eye of the pineapple, huh? There you go.
And then just kind of cut them off. And then we'll get that out of our way. Put this off to the side. I don't mean to put my trimmings off in the way there.
We'll just collect everything right here.
We're not going to need the whole thing, but what I would do is I would take one side here and then cut around, and you want to leave the core there because it is kind of fibrous and not
very
nearly
tough.
not nearly as much flavor as the rest of it. And then we're just going to take a slice, get that out of the way so you can see what I'm doing. Take a slice of it and then just dice it up, make little strips. You're probably going to go I'd say about 2 or 3 more minutes on each side. Just let it sit. It probably won't stick as bad. And we're just going to chop it up into nice little chunks. And we'll get that out of our way. And you want to put this in a non-reactive bowl, glass or plastic or a ceramic bowl.
Now, why is that?
Well, the acids that we're about to put in it will have a chemical reaction and kind of give it an awkward flavor.
Stainless steel?
Yeah, and it also it'll cause a chemical reaction which could get into the foods.
You see that a lot in recipes, in a non-reactive. I want everyone to know what that means.
Yeah, I would just let that sit for a good 2 minutes on each side. It should be fine. And then we're gonna
the mango.
We're gonna peel a mango, which is always fun.
It's got a huge seed in it. And if you've never cut up one, you will soon find out.
Oh yeah.
Right?
And I never see when I do these demonstrations, I always try to just do a little bit of it to save time, and I never pick the right side, but I did today.
Oh, you did?
Usually the seeds on whatever side that I try to trim it off of. And again, we're gonna just try to get a nice uniform size, and we're just gonna julienne it that way, and then
about the same size as our pineapple.
Try to keep everything about the same size so that it all has the same textures and flavors. You're not getting a big bite of one specific flavor.
Right.
And we'll put that in there. I'm gonna put a little more mango in that there, I think. And I didn't trim it that well the first time.
And this is on the menu.
This is not. This is one of the specials.
Oh, the specials
that I do. We really have kept the original menu from the Point Restaurant as much as we have all the staples, especially the mullet, the gumbos, the slaws, all the things that they've had forever. we've kept those things intact. And what I've tried to do is kind of bring in some different fresh ideas. Some of the things a little more, I don't want to say up to date, but a little bit fresher ideas, like salsa items,
Sure.
some pasta items, that type of stuff.
Got peppers.
Yeah, we have some diced red pepper. We have some seeded jalapeno peppers. You can leave some of the seeds in there if you'd like it a little bit hotter. I like I've got some smoked chili flakes that I like to use a little instead of the jalapeno peppers. But I like to use these a little bit. But you can make it as hot or as least hot as you like it.
Okay. To taste.
Yes. All right, and then we've put in the chili flakes, as I said. Now we're going to put in a little bit of honey. Kind of cuts back on the acid of the pineapple and the mango, and then obviously the lime juice that I'm about to put in right now. And I like to just take a fork and just take it and twist it, and it juices the lime pretty well. All right.
2 whole limes.
These have a lot of juice in them, so I think I'm going to go to about 1.5.
Okay.
Then I like to take a little bit of pineapple juice. All right, and then some fresh cilantro. I need to get this stuff out of my way.
Oh, of course, cilantro. Wouldn't be a pineapple salsa to me without it.
And you can add roasted garlic. You can add salt, pepper, chili. Whatever you like to. I put a lot of seasonings in this slaw that we're about to make, so I don't like to make it too salty. And with the lime juice and everything else and the fish flavor, I don't like to overpower it with any one particular thing. I think it should all blend together.
Yeah.
So you're not just tasting one thing that's overpowering it. All right, that fish looks good, Chrissy.
Sure does.
And now we're going to just stir that up real quick. Smells
That
good.
would go good over a lot of different fish.
And then I have some shredded cabbage that we're going to take here. And then I've cheated and made this sauce for the slaw ahead of time. But it's a really easy recipe. That's why I went ahead and did it. All it is tartar sauce, and then we buy an Asian garlic chili paste or puree that you can buy at most any Asian stores. And it's 2 parts of the tartar sauce to 1 part of the chili sauce. So that's where a lot of the heat comes, is from here. So that's why I don't want to get too crazy in that stuff there.
Okay,
But this
gotcha.
is something that we serve actually as a condiment.
Oh.
And we serve it with, it's spicy Thousand Island dressing is what we call it. And we serve it with our fried green tomatoes. We serve it with our fried pickles. It's really, really good dipping sauce.
It's amazing.
Oh, I bet.
With any of our tacos or anything that we serve, especially our fresh catch, if you dip it in that, it tastes incredible, and it's got a huge spice to it. So
Good. I can't wait to taste
awesome.
it. Can't wait to taste
Let me get
it.
this stuff out of the way here.
Here you go.
All right, thank you. And if you pass me over those tortillas and the fish, we'll assemble this stuff.
here you go.
All right, thank you.
Boy, fish tacos have really come around, haven't they?
Yeah,
The last couple of years?
Yeah, they've
Everybody
been-
loves them.
Around this area, they've really gotten
Yes.
popular in the last few years.
Yes.
They really have been popular out, obviously, in the West Coast for a long time. As a matter of fact, a very good friend of mine is doing a lot of tacos out of a food truck downtown Pensacola. And I have to admit, I've stolen a couple of his recipes, and he's got a couple of mine. So now what we're going to do is just take a little bit of the slaw, and then I've divided the fish into 4 strips, so about 2 ounces to each piece. And then we'll take a little bit of the salsa.
These are so easy to grab and go, aren't
Oh
they?
yeah, they are.
Oh, that's beautiful. Buzz.
And then we're just gonna put a piece of kale up here so I've got a little bit of resting place so we can stack them up. And we'll do all 4.
I can remember when kale was just a garnish.
Yeah.
But now people are making kale chips, and it's become a
Oh,
superfood, hasn't it?
Yes.
My dad used to put it in soups growing up as a kid, but I've tried those kale chips and I'm not a big fan of that stuff.
No. The kale, when you make it into a soup, I love it. Absolutely love it. And I also like it sometimes just a little bit in a salad will set it off.
You have to acquire a taste for it. I mean, it's a different taste and texture.
Because it's
and
more
all.
salty.
Right, right. And
A
you
little bit
just-
bitter, so it's a little bit different.
And I've even massaged it in a plastic bag with some vinaigrette.
Yeah.
That really helps.
Now that sounds
in
good. It
salads.
sounds kind
That does sound good.
Kind of loosen it up a little bit so it's not so
Softens it.
fibrous.
Right.
Yeah. So it breaks down a little bit easier.
Look at that.
We're getting there.
Beautiful.
That last guy just doesn't want to stay there.
That's okay. He's going to get eaten in a few minutes.
All right. Now we're going to get this last one here.
Beautiful, Buzz. That I love it. As you do this, let's talk about the history of the point. You know, it was originally the original point back in
74 is when it became the
74.
original point.
But way before that, in 1944, is when it was established
As the Ivy's restaurant, Ivy's Grocery.
Restaurant. And then it became kind of a convenience store, and it has evolved
Keep reaching over in front of you guys
into
all
a
the time.
restaurant. And you and your father took it over, what, 4 years ago, did you tell me?
No, it was a year and a half.
A year and a half ago. I'm getting all my years mixed up.
Oh, it's okay, because
But
there's so many years that we've been open.
There are, but it is the same great place and same good food.
Yes,
And,
definitely.
you know,
we haven't changed. You can talk about it because you can make fun of me if you want.
The decor really, I mean, we've livened it up and cleaned it, and I don't say cleaned it up, but changed some of the things inside. But we've kept the restaurant, the whole feel of it is still a place in the point that's been there for 40 years, the restaurant that's been there for 40 years. We've brought in some fresh ideas, as I said earlier, with some of the menu items, but we left the mullet sandwiches, we left the mullet dinners, we left all the oyster sandwiches are still done on grilled toast with the slaw and the tartar sauce.
Yeah.
We do po' boys. I wanted to bring that in if somebody wanted it, but we still do all of that stuff that made the Point Restaurant what the Point Restaurant is.
right.
We're just trying to take it like one step.
And it's a neighborhood restaurant, you know, on the west side. And I love the way you describe it. It's a place where everybody knows your name.
Yes.
Yeah, it's kind of
You
like
know?
Cheers. Everybody knows you when you come in. I mean, there's people that come in who's were working there as busboys and dishwashers, whose kids are working there as busboys and dishwashers now. That's the feel that we're trying to keep, where it's still that family restaurant where everybody grew up at.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
And we want to continue that, and we want to make sure that everybody knows that no matter what we go through, that is a main focus of ours, and that all of the people that are coming in now are appreciated just as much as they were 40 years ago.
That's perfect. Perfect. And great customer service.
Oh, of course.
Great, good food. A unity.
Yes, it is. It's about unity where everybody comes together.
Perfect way to describe it. Perfect. Okay, we need to take a commercial break and get ready for our next dish.
All right.
All right, stay
Sounds
with
good.
us. We'll be right back right after these messages.
Natural gas homes are in demand. Here's what home builders have to say.
We started KW Homes in 1987, and we've been building custom homes in the area since then. A lot of our customers are asking for natural gas. I went with it in my personal home. I especially like the tankless water heater. When we have family over, we don't run out of hot water, which is great. Just keeps on making it as long as we need it, which is really nice.
Pensacola Energy. Go blue and save green.
Another one of Buzz's special fish dishes is next. It's key Largo Grouper.
Yes, it is. Actually, it's my son Zach's recipe. I think I
it?
mentioned that we started. You go ahead and put that pan on the stove so it'll be nice and hot. We'll get everything going. Yeah, actually, Zach came up with this recipe, and shoot, he was probably 15, I think, somewhere around there. Yeah, he's got a good palate.
Yes, he does. He learned it from the best, you know?
All right, you can go ahead and start adding that. What Chrissy's going to be adding to that, she's going to put some heavy cream in first, and then she's going to juice the lemon, lime, and orange. And then, let's see, lemon pepper, amaretto, brown sugar, and then some jalapenos. Uh-oh.
Getting ready for this fish. Grouper fillets.
Grouper fillets. This is, we actually get this from one of our local guys, which, as I said, we try to do as much as we can with local fishermen. We actually have a license where we can procure fish directly from the boats or the fishermen, as long as they have the correct licensing for it. And the breadcrumbs here, first we put it in flour, then we put it in egg wash, and then the breadcrumbs are a combination of coconut, sliced almonds, panko breadcrumbs, and then a little bit of self-rising flour just to kind of help it adhere.
Makes a beautiful crust.
Yeah, it's nice and crispy, crunchy, and the coconut's a little
Yes.
sweet. That's where we're shooting with some of the citrus that's in that, and it gives it a good combination. We just want to make sure our temperature is about 325, and you can see where it's going to start. Where it'll cook you off at a higher temperature to begin with, but once you get this fish in there, it will lower the temperature of that grease. So, which is great about the gas products that we're using today, and which we use at the restaurant, is that we can bring that temperature right back up
Absolutely.
with just a click of the button here.
And you can see that flame so you know exactly
Absolutely, absolutely.
where the temperature is.
So we can get these goodies out of our way here.
Now, is this a special?
This is one of the specials.
Specials.
Yes.
Now, we've got to talk about your entertainment.
Oh yeah, we have some great entertainment, and we still have Bubba and them who have played there. I'm going to say probably almost 40 years, I believe. They're a bluegrass band. They play on Friday and Saturday night from 6 to 10, I believe, 6:30 to 10.
6:30.
And on Thursday nights we have it's an Old River string band. It's a quartet, and they do some really great originals as well as a lot of covers. A lot of some bluegrass, some country, some rock. Their original stuff is more, I guess, country-ish bluegrass. Great stuff. And then
They're amazing.
Yeah, they're really, really good. And on Tuesday nights, Sam Glass plays out there. Wednesday night is Damien Lamb. And then Sundays we have, it's called the Smokin' Elvis. It's Rhonda Hart and Elaine Petty. They play from 5 to 8. And then we have an open mic night on Sunday nights. It's called Fam Jam.
Oh, fun.
Sam Glass kind of runs the show, and just about anybody who wants to come in and sit in can play some music. And there's some really, really good artists that come in on Sunday night. And then on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday evenings, if that wasn't enough, we have late night entertainment from 10:30 or 11 till 2.
Wow.
Yeah, so the bar is open all that whole time, and we do have a limited kitchen menu as well during late night. And we've been doing some happy hour specials for our late night as well. Some reduced drink prices for domestic beer and wine and so on and so forth. So you can see we're getting some color
Look
to this
at
fish.
that. I knew that crust would be beautiful. Now, what all did Christy add to the cream?
Let's see, that grouper's so fresh, it's just flaking apart on me. I should have brought some bigger tongs. You can leave that right on the heat, Chrissy, and I'll show you. We can just swirl it around.
Okay.
Just take it just like that.
Like that, on the heat.
Yep.
So there's
Right on the
cream and the juice from the lemon, orange, and lime.
brown,
Well, it's all really a secret.
there's brown sugar, there's amaretto, and some of my seafood seasoning, a little lemon pepper, and then we put a little bit of the diced pickled jalapeno. I like to use the pickled jalapeno in that as opposed to the fresh because of the citrus and the acidity that it
Yes.
adds. And the amaretto kind of gives it a nice little sweeter. So you have all those contrasts. You have crispy, crunchy, you have the coconut, you have the almond, you have the nuts. And
You
then
got the spicy.
Yeah, and you have a little bit of spice in there with the jalapeno. So that's really one of the things that I try to use in all of my cooking is not to have everything have the same consistency, the same flavor. So it's always a little bit of different that's hitting your palate.
Yeah. And your mouth just has a little happy dance.
It does. It will.
There you go.
It will. Every time that I have one of his specials, it actually does do a happy dance.
I love happy dances.
Hopefully our customers are doing the same dance. They have
I
been,
think so.
apparently, because we've been doing it.
They keep coming
Doing it for about
back, don't
25
they?
years,
There
so.
you go. That speaks volumes, doesn't it?
Yes.
When your customers keep coming back and the generations
Look,
change.
there, you can just pull that off the heat now.
Okay.
Turn this
So that
down.
just needed to reduce, right?
Really, you're looking to get it down to probably about half the original volume.
Okay.
Just if you want to check it, I'll reach across in front of you, Chrissy. And you can take this spoon that we and you see how it's coating the back of that spoon. I'll let you get a picture of that, and you just run your finger. If it does that, it's ready.
It's perfect. Okay.
Oh, and I forgot to mention too, we also added the zest of lime, orange, and lemon as well.
That really
Yeah.
perks it up.
Yeah.
And whenever he just did that, he actually taught me about the zest. if people want to know about it, it's the skin off the back
Right.
that's just shaved very thinly off of it.
And you don't want that pith,
No,
the white
yeah,
membrane.
Yeah, it gets really, really bitter.
Don't want
really,
that.
really bitter. Most of the oils and all your flavor is in just the outer part of that. Obviously, there's some in the juice as well. But it just gives it a really neat flavor. I really like cooking with a lot of zest and juices. It just sets off some of your flavors.
You know, it's good in anything. Salads. I've even put some in
I
soups.
love it on top of my salad.
Good, good stuff.
Actually, Chrissy came up with a recipe for some salads. I was out one day and she came up with one of the dinner specials. She had a citrus chicken salad with, I think it had the mango.
Cilantro.
Yeah, cilantro and mango.
Oh.
Yeah, so she was trying to show me up. See,
Okay,
I'm teaching.
has it made it to the menu yet?
Not yet.
Oh, I bet it
We're working
does.
on that in the spring. But see, I can't take too many days off because pretty soon
You
she'll
never know.
have my
That's
job.
right. That's right. Look, is it just about ready?
Yeah, it's just about ready.
Because it
We're gonna-
looks
we're gonna take
beautiful.
that off.
We're going to plate this up and take another break so we can start our dessert. Look at that beautiful crust.
I know, it looks
All right,
looks amazing.
Perfect. And then the sauce just goes right over it.
right over the top.
Okay, should we add that? Oh, well, we're going to let these drain.
Yeah.
I tell you what, we'll plate this up during the break.
Okay.
Let's do that. We'll have it ready when we get back. Stay with us.
Cooking with natural gas is more controlled than using an electric range. But more importantly, they're less expensive to operate. Don't get burned with electric. Learn more at PensacolaEnergy.com.
We are ready to finish our key Largo Grouper. Oh, Chrissy, look at that.
You did good.
Yummy sauce.
Looks good.
Boy, it sets that off as if it needed anything else, but
Well, that jalapeno flavor with all that sweet and citrus in there, and then the crunchy coconut panko, that'll really be a good combination.
beautiful. We'll set it right up next to our tacos. And now we got Buzz's famous dessert,
Ooh, the fried cheesecake.
fried cheesecake
I had
with
to bring-
praline sauce.
Yeah, I had to bring it for you.
That's
You knew
right.
that.
It's one of my favorites.
Yeah, I've done this dessert, gosh, probably close to 20 years now.
Yeah.
Yep. It was a very slow winter night I came up with this idea.
Well, it's good.
But it's
And you're
real-
still doing it.
Me too. It's a real easy recipe, it really is. Chrissy's gonna go ahead and make the sauce. She has heavy cream. Pull that back, that's a little too hot. She has heavy cream, amaretto, pecans, and brown sugar. And it's real simple. All you do is add all your ingredients to it and let it reduce down to about the same consistency as we had in the sauce we made for the grouper, a little bit thinner than that. And I don't know if I said amaretto. Amaretto, brown sugar,
Yeah, we've
pecans,
got
and cream.
amaretto right here.
And then I've got a New York style cheesecake, and all I did was I dipped it in buttermilk and then cornflake crumbs,
And you froze it.
and then I froze it.
Froze it.
Okay, yeah, keep it frozen, otherwise you'll have a huge mess in your grease. You can go ahead and put that back on top of the heat. But I did that actually the first time that I made it. I did it with a defrosted piece of cheesecake. It was an awful mess.
And he's
It was
never
aw-
done it since,
No,
right?
it was an awful mess, yeah. It was not fun. But really the cheesecake, you're really not frying it too long. And it's probably maybe a minute. And you want it to be defrosted in the center, but still cool. You don't want it hot, otherwise it'll get really,
You're just
really
really browning it.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
But you want your oil at a certain temperature?
Yeah, the oil should be about 325, 350 the highest again.
Okay.
And I need to kick that up a little bit, is that temperature? Yeah, that's as high as it'll go. It'll go. It's okay. It'll cook down. See where it's starting to come up on the sides?
Yes.
That's what we're looking for, and we just want it just to
that's so
reduce
good.
just a tiny bit.
So
My
good.
favorite part of this cheesecake was whenever I used to eat it when we were younger, and it was the fact that it was crispy on the outside, but then completely cold on the inside.
Oh, yeah.
And then it had like that warm, and then with the caramel and everything. Oh,
Look how quick that is.
All right, we're going to take that off there and let it drain a little bit.
Now, Buzz, you and Chrissy are doing a little role reversal now, aren't you?
Yeah, it was quite some time ago when I was at Ryan's Catch. Chrissy actually worked for me back then.
How about
It was quite
that?
some time ago. Now she's the boss.
That's right.
And I do have to say, she is a great boss, but her having this laryngitis, and that's why she hasn't been talking too much on the show, it's been a nice break.
You remember he said that, okay?
Just kidding. Yeah, we want to bring that, go ahead and put that back on there and just let it cook down a little bit more.
Well, you all
This
are
looks like it's running
located on Innerarity Road.
Yeah, Innerarity Point Road, the four-way intersection before you go over the bridge going into Perdido Key. You would take a right off of Sorrento, or it might even be, it's still Sorrento there. Yeah, at the Burger King and CVS, take a right, and we're a mile down on the right-hand side. It's 2 blocks after the fire station.
Okay.
On the right-hand side.
Okay, perfect. I'm going to, while this finishes up, give everyone our telephone number. If you would like written copies of today's recipes, you can call Pensacola Energy at 436-5050, or you can visit our website at coastalcooking.com.
All right.
Okay, Chrissy, you want to do the honors? Oh, look at the topping, our praline pecan topping on our
New York style fried cheesecake.
Doesn't get any better than this, ladies and gentlemen. Look at that. Oh, wow. Have I got a meal today? Wonderful. Be sure and tell us, our viewers, where you're located and your days that you're open.
Okay, we're located on Innerarity Point Road. We're a mile just west of the intersection of Burger King and at CVS at Sorrento and Innerarity Point Road. It's about 2 blocks after the fire station. Our hours, we're closed Monday. We're open Tuesday through Thursday from 11 till 9. Or we're open Friday and Saturday from 11 till 10 p.m. And then we have a late night from 10 to 2 a.m. with a limited dinner menu. And then on Sundays, we're open from 12 to 9. And then we also have a little late night till about 11 o'clock. We have the open Fam Jam night.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, have fun.
And you can look at all that stuff up, the hours and the hours and the address and the phone number we can get on our website, thepointrestaurant.com.
Thepointrestaurant.com. Very, very good. Now, you all are involved in an awful lot of things in our community.
Yeah, we try to give back, as Chrissy, when she and I talked about when I first came on board. She really wants to give back to the community, everything the community has given to that restaurant over the 40 or 50 years that it's been there. And it's really important to her, and she stresses it to her staff, or our staff, all the time, and she stresses it to me continuously. And it's really neat to see the people that come in that I know from other places that I've worked at, that I know from the Point restaurant when I was 17 or 18 the first time I visited. And Chrissy probably knows some of the people who are bringing their kids in, and they used to work there years ago. It's really, really cool.
It really is.
And we try to help out like the ball clubs, Perdido, youth baseball and football and so on and so forth, the fire department. Whatever we can do to give back is really important to us, because we wouldn't be there without them.
That's right. And your menu changes constantly?
Well, the set menu is pretty much the same as we talked about earlier. We try to keep a lot of this stuff the same, but we do nightly dinner specials. I always try to bring something in fresh, whether it's some fresh groupers, some fresh tuna, whatever it is that I can get locally and fresh, and I try to just develop something that'll go great with it.
And I love your motto.
Oh, nothing fancy, just famous.
Just famous.
And a lot of fun.
And a lot of fun. There you go. Got to add that fun, right? Well, this has been delightful. And thank you so much for being our guest and sharing these great dishes with us. More great dishes from Buzz.
No, thank you. Thanks for the opportunity.
You're more than welcome. Well, we hope you'll come back.
Yes, we
when
will.
you can talk. You and I will really do some talking. Right? And keep him in line, okay? All right. We hope you'll join us again next Sunday for more Coastal Cooking.
This has been Coastal Cooking with your host, Carmela Campbell. Coastal Cooking is brought to you by Pensacola Energy, provider of clean, efficient, natural gas. Join us each Sunday at 6 p.m. for more Coastal Cooking.